Hello everybody, thanks for tuning into the Timeless Travel Club. Now if you've ever traveled to Mexico, any destination in Mexico, it's highly likely that you had to endure a layover in Mexico City. Now regardless of what created that layover, you now have to spend maybe an entire day there, and now you're open for options. Because really, who wants to spend an entire day at an airport, any airport? It may be time to take a peek at this amazingly extraordinary place they call Mexico City, and possibly for the first time, on the ground. While the options are many, today I'll share a great way to spend 6 hours comfortably and safe in the heart of Mexico City by visiting the Torre Latinoamericana and the Templo Mayor. Now, to plan your escape from the airport, I strongly recommend taking an Uber rather than a taxi. An Uber will be less expensive and more comfortable. The ticket booth is at the end of this hall that you see here. I had a backpack with camera gear, which they never checked. Your first stop will be the 37th floor. There is, of course, many souvenirs for you to purchase. Some of the best views in all of Mexico City can be found here at the Torre Latino. They're open daily from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. and it will cost 120 pesos per person. And that is without visiting the Bicentennial Museum on the 36th floor, which is all in Spanish. But to experience the full effect, yes, take the stairs to the terraza on the 44th floor, where the views of Mexico City are amazing. I went at 9:30 in the morning to beat the crowds. Unfortunately, the morning was a bit murky, or perhaps it was smog, I don't know. Another reason why I've decided not to go this early is there's a very nice lady who mops and cleans, which limits your options for viewing. And there may be many maintenance workers, which in my case there was, creating further trip hazards and again, limiting your access. Later in the day, hopefully when the sun burns through all the smog, the visibility is amazing. But make no mistake, the Torre Latino was well worth the price of admission. Before returning to the ground level, be sure to stop at the restaurant Miralto. It's on the 41st floor. Although it's a bit expensive, this restaurant has a great menu for breakfast until dinner. The entire experience, including breakfast, took 2 hours. From the Torre Latino to the Zócalo, where the Templo Mayor is located, I found the security there to be very friendly. They do not allow liquids or tripods. The Templo Mayor will cost 75 pesos. It took me about 2 hours to view in its entirety. The Templo Mayor was built sometime after 1325 by the Aztecs, which means the city really only lasted about 200 years until the Spaniards arrived in 1521. And after disassembling the temples to build their own cathedrals, its location was lost for more than 400 years until it was rediscovered, and today all of its artifacts are on full display. at this museum. Overall, it will take a couple of hours to explore the Templo Mayor. By this time, you'll be ready to eat again, and I recommend finding the restaurant that overlooks the museum. It's called Chilango, and it's located on top of a bookstore named Porua, just across the street from the museum. So I recently visited both locations, the Torre Latino and the Templo Mayor, with a meal at each location, and it took about 4.5 hours total. If you add a half-hour Uber drive each way from the airport and back, add an hour for any unexpected delays, you can complete this trip and easily consume a 6.5-hour Mexico City airport layover. You can expect to spend roughly $60, 60 US dollars, if you're traveling solo. If you're in a couple, it'll be about $90, and that's a high estimate. But be careful, you might just be looking for those flights with long layovers in Mexico City, because you will enjoy the day. Or just collect your luggage and check into a Mexico City hotel for a couple days. You won't regret it. Where else would you be interested in knowing about for your long Mexico City layovers? Leave me a comment below and tell me what you think. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that little notification bell for future videos. I am Don Andres, and thank you for tuning in to the Timeless Travel Club. I truly appreciate you watching. And be sure to join me to future destinations. After I leave Mexico City, I'm heading over to Puebla, and then I'll jump over to Lake Chapala. I'll spend a couple days in Guadalajara because they're so close. And then I'm going to go to Oaxaca, and I'll be experiencing for the first time the Day of the Dead, the Dia de los Muertos celebrations. I'm so excited about that. After Oaxaca, I'll be heading over to Puerto Morelos, which is just a hop, skip, and a jump over to Cancun. Never been to Cancun. I think it's going to be fun. So once again, this is Andy. I hope you enjoyed this video. Tune in for future Mexican destinations, and we'll see you next time.